Hello, hello, hello. So, today I'm test riding an MT-07. The foot position's well far forwards. Okay, so, yeah, I'm test riding the MT-07 from TK Cope Yamaha, just there, in Colchester, Essex. Just check I'm recording. Yeah, I'm recording. Good. And, yeah, first thoughts, feels quite nice. In comparison to the GSXR, so that's all I've got to go by really at the moment, is the GSXR. So first things first, it's a lot more upright, a bit more comfortable. I think it needs the soft, squishy seat conversion, but that's personal preference. You might have a squishier bum than me. Feels a lot more upright to ride, a lot less bent over. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through some categories the same way I did with my GSXR video. If you've not seen that, you can see it here now. Yeah, I'll put a thing there. And then, yeah. So, the first category I'm going to go through is engine. My first thoughts of the engine. Okay. Alright. Not bad. It's got poke. Yeah, it's got plenty of beef on it. It's smooth. That's for sure. The throttle response is good. For a naked bike, it feels nice to ride. When you open the throttle, it does pull. It feels like the front end wants to come up, but there might not be enough there, but I might just not be riding it properly. The clutch is really nice as well. It's really nice and smooth, nice and easy. It is a brand new bike. It's not got too many miles on it, and it's still in its running in period, so I'm taking it quite easy. But this is first. Ooh, nice little pop. Wow, that changed from first to second. If you go from first to second, it's Christ, it's got so much low end power. You twist your throttle in like 2,000 revs, and it's just there. It's just go. It just wants to. It's a monster for a 700cc bike, or 690, whatever it is. It's got a lot of low end power. Top end, I'll test in a bit. I'm now back in first, so I'll do a little sound test really quickly. So, Akrapovic full exhaust system on this, on an MT-07, the unrestricted version, and a pop. It's not too sudden either. You twist the throttle and it's not like it instantly wants to eat your face. Let's take some quick picky wicks of it down here, shall we? Give you a little quick walk around of it. So that's it. It's in this colour scheme. I'm not fond of it, I'm not going to lie. I don't like the grey of it. I don't mind the fluorescent wheels. I think they're a pain to keep clean. Obviously this only done like however many miles, and they're already showing signs of crud on them. But that's the bike. Full Akrapovic system, the works. Really nice little looking bike that is. For a naked, you know, it's really caught my eye. I think it looks mean, it looks angular, it looks grumpy. Not grumpy, angry. It looks angry. Grumpy's not the right word to use. Grumpy makes it sound like it's a old man, and it's not. It's a young whippersnapper. For definite. Oh, itchy head. I'll get back to you with the engine. Now we're going to focus on brakes. B-R-A-K-E-S. Mirrors, please. Thank you. The mirrors are really good as well. They actually stick out far enough that I can just about see behind my arms. This thing sounds mean, man. It doesn't sound as punchy as Mook's Panigale, but that's a Panigale and it's a 900cc bike. It's almost like, it's like a bang, but behind almost a muffler, maybe. It's as if you're listening to it from behind some foam. Or something, I don't know, whatever. Well, I suppose you are, because my microphone's got a little fluffy bit on it. These lights take forever, come on. It sounds mean. I really like that sound. I can't get enough of it. And that sounded awful. Sounded like the car really just wanted to die. Crumble from the inside. Right, second gear, give it the beans. Oh, wheel came up, lovely. So yeah, it's got enough. Right, brakes. Yeah, they feel nice. They're nice and smooth. I'm saying smooth about everything. I've got to say smooth. Think of some other words. Dude, come on. Come on. Get your vocab out, son. Fucking dickhead. Do you want to come over anymore, you prick? Yeah, the brakes are nice and progressive. It makes a change from my Gixxer because my bobbins keep seizing up and it feels horrible. They're nice and gentle, nice and squishy as well. I think they could do with a bit of a bleed, but still, they feel good. They feel good. I feel confident with these brakes. It feels like they're going to stop me nicely. I will do an emergency stop soon. I think this is the ABS model, so I should be all right. Let's do a nice quick start. See how that goes. First gear, front wheel likes coming off the floor. Let's test these brakes. Yeah, they're nice. They're not bad at all. They are not bad at all. Okay, so brakes, decent. I really like them. I'll have a look at them. What are they? 2 pots on either side. But they're really good brakes. Really nice. So next up, I think I'm gonna go for the handling because there's a nice corner here. So handling, as far as it goes, for a naked bike, a small naked bike like this, it's quite nippy. It's got quite a short wheelbase and the forks are quite downwards, if that makes any sense. Yeah, the forks are quite downwards, and so you end up with a lot more like twisty bike, so it can flick around a bit easier, but a little bit less stable. That's what you sacrifice. But still, it doesn't feel too bad in the corners. It's light. It's a really lightweight bike. The bars are, you know, of a decent width, so you get the purchase on them that you need to get yourself around the corner. This kid's eyeing me up. He loves it. It's not even my bike, mate. You get the purchase you need to get around the corner, and when you come out of the corner, the bike will sit upright quite nicely because it's so light. You can just get it up the way you need it to be. You don't need to work it hard at all to ride this bike. You don't need to work it to ride it either, like to get the most out of this bike. You don't need to be pushing it hard, you don't need to be, you know, doing anything with it. It's one of those bikes that's just easy to ride. First impressions of it are brilliant. No, I'm loving it so far. I've not found anything that niggles me or that I don't really like about it yet. You've got so much low end power, so much mid range as well. High end I think it lacks a little bit. Taking it way up in the rev range isn't going to do you much in comparison to whacking the throttle open in the low gear. But it still delivers. It delivers really nicely, really well. And it's got a lovely little grumble or a pop just after you. Yeah, probably won't pick it up on the mic, but yeah, there you go. Next up is exhaust. Now that obviously is quite a small category, but as I did with the GSXR, I'm going to say what I like about it and why. The reason I think of an exhaust as a category is because when I buy a bike, I think, do I like the sound of it? Am I going to live with the sound of it in my ears for the next however long I'm going to have the bike for? If the answer is yes, then that's good and nice. So with this bike, the exhaust sounds beefy. It sounds so good. For a 700cc bike, you know, quite a large engine. It's a parallel twin, I believe. It's a parallel twin, the same as the ER6. And you know, the reviews of these bikes, if you look at any other reviews, they're so highly rated. But the sound of it is just phenomenal. I just keep wanting to open the throttle up just to give it some more. Just a little background, the reason I'm test riding this bike today is because my friend wants to get a bigger bike. He's currently, you know, training for his test. He's got his test on the 7th of April, so not long at all. Well, he's got his Mod 1 anyway. And he's looking at getting a bigger bike. And I said, well, you're training on the ER6 with Colchester Kawasaki. Why not think about the ER6? And he really likes it, so he's been thinking about it. So he's been thinking about the ER6, and then I had a look online and I saw the price of them, and I thought, you know, for the fared version, which is what he'd rather get, you're looking at like 6,300 quid. Now, this is about 5.7-ish, possibly less, or 5.4, I can't remember. Now, with all the accessories that he wants, because he wants, you know, like the heated grips, he wants the top box, he wants the belly pan, you know, all of the bits to go with it that you would want to put on yourself anyway, he wants to get. He's a very finance related guy. And with all of the accessories, this comes to I think about 150, 170, something like that, maybe 200 more than the ER6F is as standard. So to me it seems like a bit of a no-brainer. I mean, the ER6 has reviews that say, you know, it's one of those bikes that will do everything well but won't do anything exceptionally, whereas the MT-07 is one of those bikes that the reviews say it will do most things very well. And riding it so far, I'm finding that is exactly the case. Niggle 1. The one thing that I found that may annoy me a little bit at the... well, that's a bit flimsy. That may annoy me a little bit at the moment is the seat. Needs to be comfier, needs to be a bit squishier. But the suspension on this is top notch. It's absorbing all of the bumps. You know, riding down this road, or the road back there anyway, or my GSXR, I would have probably lost my testicles, and my anus would have been somewhere in my throat by now. So it's really actually a very comfortable bike, bar the seat. You know, it's kind of feeling quite, like I'm sitting on something that could do with being a bit squishier. So all in all, it's a very comfortable bike, but that's the one thing. That's the one little thing. It does feel nice though. It's a very confidence-inspiring bike. So already I've felt, you know, I've been on it for 22, about 20 minutes now, and you know, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it's nice. It's good to ride. I don't know what the economics are of it, but all in all you need to know about this bike is it sounds phenomenal and it goes quick. I believe it's going to be a very city or town or traffic-y oriented bike, because it's very skinny, like width-wise. Nothing sticks out too far at all, and it's nippy, it's small. The actual length of the bike itself, like from the tip of the front wheel to the tip of the back wheel, obviously, is actually really not much. I looked at it and I thought it was very short in length, which isn't a problem at all. You know, like, if you're just going to be popping backwards and forwards, if you're going to be popping backwards and forwards from point A to point B every other day, then it's going to be the ideal bike for you. It's not a huge engine, so it's not going to do you any bad to have it. You know, if you're in city or whatever, the cars are going to hear you coming for a start. With an exhaust like that, cars will hear you coming, which is really good. Okay, apparently I'm going on to Mersey. Yeah, with an exhaust like that, cars will hear you coming. It's got the flickability to just flick through traffic as much as you want it to. And on top of the flickability, you've got the fact that it's got good economics. It handles really nicely. It's quick. As far as I'm aware, they're reliable. I mean, I've not heard any complaints about it being unreliable or anything, so I've got to be careful how long I'm on Mersey for, because the tide's going to come in and I'm not going to get home or get back to the Yamaha again. I can't go over how nice it is in the corners. It's really good. It feels a lot more stable than I'd expect it to for a bike of this kind of stature, as they call it. I would suggest getting a screen on it. because obviously it's a naked bike and you're going to want as much of that wind directed away from your face as possible. I mean, the wind noise isn't actually too bad. On this bike is a lot less than it is on my GSXR, funny enough, purely because the screen just blows it into my face on the GSXR. But I'd still suggest the screen, because as you're going along, you know, on an A road or an M road, or for you Americans that's the motorway or the freeway or the highway, you know, it's very much a bike that you've not got much protection from the elements at all, and your neck's going to be like the whole time. Your back's going to kill, because you're going to have to pull yourself forwards to stop yourself from, you know, getting wrecked by the wind. Oh, it's just got so much, and it sounds so good. I'm just going to do a quick section on throttle response as well. So my mate Tyler, when he's been learning on the ER6N, and he's been saying he's been finding it really difficult to keep a speed, because when he's going along the throttle's either on or off, and part of that is down to, I believe, his kind of control of the bike itself, but it could also be that it's got quite a jolty throttle on the ER6, which is completely fine. On this, you've got that sweet spot, or I like to call a sweet spot, the same as on my GSXR, where you can have the throttle open just the tiniest, like the tiniest amount, and it will trundle along without any problem. It will just trundle along exactly, oh hang on, at exactly the same speed the whole way through, and you won't have to kind of focus on keeping it from going like blap blap like that, you know. It's one of those bikes that you've got a lot of control over it, and when you want to go, it will go, but when you don't want to, you don't have to. You know, it's when you're just poodling along, you know, it's not ridiculously loud, it's not ridiculously leery. With these wheels on it, it might be, but it's not. It's really comfortable, it's smooth. Everything about it is just, you know, relaxed until you whack open the throttle, and then it changes. It becomes an animal. In terms of tech, the tech on the bike, it's not got all that much. Oh, that little pop. It's not got all that much tech. I mean, it's obviously got the digital dash, gear indicator, which is helpful, I suppose, for the beginner kind of rider. In terms of you know, when you've ridden the bike for a while, you don't need to know what gear you're in. Realistically, it's not going to make much difference, because you'll just feel whether you can change up or change down. No, I've not taken it up to silly speed at all, so I don't know whether it feels like it will need another gear or what. You know, it's only a 700 and it's a parallel twin, so make of that what you will. But to be honest, it's like, I mean, I've had some speed out of it so far, and I've not felt like it's going to need anything major at all. Where are you going? Come on, mate. Do you? Turn in circle. Really good turning circle. Yeah, that was good. It's good. So yeah, I reckon it's going to be amazing for city handling. Ugh, so many flies. Oh, that's quite pretty. Wonder if I can stop somewhere and get a picture of that. Can I stop up here? Yeah, I'll stop up here. Let's get a good picture for the thumbnail, shall we? Sorry, cars. MT-07. I could do that. I could go like, yeah, that'll do. So this is actually the seat cowl. That's the seat cowl that comes with it. This bit's plastic. Oh, really flimsy plastic. That bit's cushioned. You don't feel it though, to be honest. It's not squishy enough to do much, but still, you know, it's nice to know it's there. Like I was saying, tech-wise, you've got nothing really. I will show you actually. So when you turn the bike on, obviously you got your dash. It does this little thing, and then the lights are all there and stuff like that. Then you turn it on, right? So it's on kill switch mode at the moment. You take it out of kill switch mode, And I was kind of like, oh, where's the starter? What's happening? You got your hazard lights? I'm like, nope, that don't start it. I was like, what is going on? Is it on this side? You got your horn? Doesn't really do much. Indicators, obviously, high beam, low beam, flash. And I'm really confused, and then thought, maybe. Yeah, it's like a pull down, and I think that's quite cool. I really like that. Alright, wait for these cyclists to go past, and then I'll do another turn. Do a U-E. So that's quite cool. But other than that, you know, it's fairly standard. It's a fuel injected bike, obviously, so you know, you don't have to put on a fast idle or a choke before you go out for a ride or anything like that. You just turn it on and it will warm itself up. I'm loving these brakes. They're really nice, and I believe ABS is on them, so I mean, he's going to get the ABS version, so you don't have to worry about it locking up. I don't know how reliable the ABS is, but I'm pretty sure it'll do the job. Otherwise they wouldn't sell it. Hang on, this thing's coming up saying eco, so does that, but then when I take it over 3,000 revs, eco turns off. I'm guessing eco is going to be a way of telling you that you're riding at the optimum, you know, ability of the bike, so that it can use as little fuel as possible and reduce emissions and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. You know, it's nice to know. It's not something that you need to know, obviously, but if you know that you're saving a bit of fuel, some people are like that. Some people will get their kicks from knowing that they've saved a couple of bob. And with this bike, you will save a couple of bob. You'll save more than a couple of bob. You'll save a good few hundred bob in comparison to a couple of the other bikes. You know, the price of this is so low for so much bike. You know, you get so much out of this bike, and I'm loving it. I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to do the things I like section. So for the things I like section, the first thing that I like, obviously, is the exhaust. How can you not? It sounds so meaty. I think that's one of the key drawing points to a bike, is when you turn it on and you get chills down your spine. That's how you just know. And you just don't get tired of it. I'm not tired of it at all, and I'm loving it so far. Then you've got the ignition, and it's something really small and just something so kind of menial. You don't even, it doesn't even need to be mentioned, but it will be, because it's just so cool. It's not a button, it's like a thing. Whatever, you saw it, you pull it down like that and it works. I like the mirrors. They look really nice as well. They're kind of pointy and mean and aggressive, which we like. We like aggressive. Another thing that I like is the key positioning. One thing that annoys me about my keys is they jingle and they jangle about. With these, they're down there, and you've got like a little section where you could probably just tuck your keys in and it won't make any noise or anything. Other things I like, the smoothness of the clutch, I think that's really good, and the torque of the bike. It's just so torquey, it's got so much go. It's an animal. I'm loving it. Then things I don't like, so far the seat. I'm not liking the seat, to be honest. It's a bit too thin and nothingy. I think you can get the gel seat conversion, so that'll be nicer, and it'll be a lot more, you know, squishy and comfortable. So if you're thinking about getting one, I'd recommend the gel seat. That might just because I'm fat. Since I've been at uni, I've got fat. I'll do a usual update about my uni life at some stage, because that's gone tits up. So yeah. Other things I don't like, I haven't filled it up yet, but I imagine having the dash so close to the petrol filler cap is going to be, you know, a bit annoying, because if you splash the dash and the plastic on the front, is it plastic? There's glass. Okay, unless it is plastic. It might be plastic. If it's plastic and the petrol gets on it, it could start to, you know, Words, oh my gosh. Deteriorate, I suppose. It could deteriorate the plastic down, and then dash isn't cheap. The plastic might just be replaceable, but I doubt it. Another thing I don't like is I think the tank at the top needs to be a little bit wider. It's comfortable, don't get me wrong, but there's no defined place for you to put your leg. So, and it's a slippery tank as well, so you end up kind of sliding about a lot more. Whereas if you had that ridge there that your leg will sit under, I know it would be a little bit worse for a lot taller people. I mean, I'm 6'4", and I think I'd be alright with it. But if the tank was a little bit wider, I think it would also make the bike look beefier. At the moment, it looks a little bit narrow, which is fine for, like, you know, street riding and that sort of thing. But I feel that you're a lot more open to the elements than you need to be. I think if the tank came along a little bit and this plastic cowling here, like there, was a little bit more, you know, pronounced, it would stop your legs from getting wet, you know, in the rain as much. It would protect you a little bit more. I mean, here the tank is fairly flat. Hang on, we'll slow down a bit so I can get a good view. The tank is fairly flat, and it basically aims straight onto your, well, your gentleman area, which I feel if it's chucking it down with rain and the tank gets wet, it's just aiming. All of the grooves point towards your wang wang doodle, and you don't want that. You know, it's you get wet enough as it is on a bike, so having it directed at your knob isn't going to do you many favours. One thing that I might suggest he gets is, on motocross bikes you get like hand guards and that sort of thing. You can get ones on like normal bikes, obviously, that come out from like here, come out and protect your hands from the elements a bit more. I think that'll be definitely worth it, because you're very open here. You've got no fairing on the front to protect your hands or anything like that. So that might be something worth investing in. Like I said, gel seat for definite. And this is just personal preference, because if I was to get a naked bike like this, something that I'm thinking is going to be a bit more, you know, sporty, something that I want to be a little bit more aggressive and, you know, angry looking, I think I'd possibly, you know, fit some foot pegs with adjusters on them that are a little bit higher. But Jesus, do you want to wait? Foot pegs that are just a tiny little bit higher, not by much. I'm talking maybe a couple of centimeters, maybe an inch, just so that your legs are a little bit more bent up. Or just push them back a little. Actually, yeah, no, just push the foot pegs back like a couple of inches so that your feet are a tiny bit more back, because you'd feel so much more sporty, and when you're going around the corners you feel better. Whereas at the moment, I know I'm coming from a GSXR and I'm 6'4", that's mostly leg, but it feels almost like you're on a moped with your feet quite far forwards and you're going around corners, and it just feels a bit weird. But it's still comfortable. I'm not going to knock it. I can't really knock this bike for many things, so I'm really desperately trying to think of things to say, because at the moment it's real nice. You know, like I'm literally looking for things. I don't like this bit here. I think that looks a bit silly. The thing that holds on the screen potentially and the headlight housing, I think it looks a little bit naff. They've made some funny material, which is here as well on the surround for the filler cap. It's the same material there. Generally, there's not much that I can fault it with, to be honest. The seat cowl, actually, I've changed my mind. The seat cowl, it might look alright, but that little soft squishy bit that isn't soft, it's very pronounced and it's very diggy uppy, and if you slide back on your seat, all of a sudden you've got, you know, you've got 4 inches of foam now going up your rectum. And, you know, some people might be into that. Rampant Rider, I know, is, you know, he's from Brighton, but, you know, it's kind of one of those things that it's, you know, quite a niche market. That's one thing that I might suggest. You know, maybe an aftermarket seat cowl might be a little bit better than the Yamaha own one. I mean, the Yamaha own one says MT-07 on it, so if you want that, then go for it. But to be honest, you know, the bike's got a lot of torque, and if you slide back, yeah, I'm just feeling it now, and it's a little bit, oh, that'd be something to get at me. Come on, I've got 10 minutes, I've got to get back. Come on. I just want to go. Anyway, I'm going to cut the video there. I'm just going to ride back to TK Coat. Like I say, if TK Cope, if you're watching this, massive thank you for letting me ride the bike. I've had a whale of a time. I've really enjoyed it. It feels good. It's comfortable. It's a good bike. I like it. And it handles nicely, and it sounds amazing, and it's got a lot of torque, and I recommend it to anyone who's thinking of getting, you know, a middleweight naked bike. In fact, I'd say it's a lightweight naked bike. For a 700cc lump, it's definitely got appeal. So thanks for watching, guys. If you like the video, make sure you let me know you like the video. And I can't stress it enough, purely because recently I've been thinking, like, I'd like to get into doing more reviews, you know, riding different bikes, telling you how I feel about them personally, the pros, the cons, different categories, whatever you want to hear, you know. Let me know what you want to hear. Let me know how you want to hear it. Give me some tips, you know. It doesn't take 10 seconds to leave a comment, you know. Scroll down, click add comment, and then just type whatever you want, good or bad. It doesn't bother me. I'll take it on board. I'll do what I will with it, and hopefully improve the content. If you don't like it, tell me you don't like it. Leave a thumbs down. It doesn't bother me, as long as I know that you don't like it. If you leave a thumbs down, put a comment as well, so that I know, because it's courtesy. It's being nice. So yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Subscribe, like, and leave some feedback. Cheers, guys. Till next time. Bye. You want to get off your map, mate. Bye. Just a quick side note. Anyone that says that you need, you know, a whole day to gauge whether you like a bike or not, that's rubbish. If you've never ridden that kind of bike before, then yeah, I can understand that. But, you know, I've ridden a naked bike before, and I've ridden sports bikes, and I've ridden tourers, and you know, I've ridden most kinds of bikes. But this, you know, it took me 5-10 minutes to get used to it, maybe, and the rest of it was enjoying the bike. You know, it doesn't take long to get a feel for a clutch. It doesn't take long to get a feel for the throttle. It doesn't take long to get a feel for much.